sex by its nature is private. And it's private because if it's made public, it's scandalous.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Phlava. The Phlava today is Jordan Peterson in The Dangers of the Me Too Movement. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for any future videos. So, without any further ado, let's take a look at Jordan Peterson in The Dangers of the Me Too Movement.
I think what happened to Patrick Brown was a cautionary tale for everyone. 2 allegations demolished our political system for a month. Okay, that's not so good. Well, so what we've done in the past is leave it private. Well, those days are gone. So the question is whether or not anybody can withstand that. I mean, one of the things that Solzhenitsyn wrote about, and I've read other commentators with regards to totalitarian societies, Orwell, too, wove this through his work, and also, no, I can't remember the other author, it doesn't matter.
Dostoevsky.
Everybody has a guilty little secret, and the totalitarians never let you forget that. Like, we're all imperfect, we're all flawed, we've all got pasts that where there are secrets that would be best remain hidden, you know, that we have hopefully transcended, you know. I don't know if anybody can tolerate that sort of scrutiny, not only into the public realm, but also into these quasi-judicial apparatuses, like the ones that are being set up at the universities. You think the courts do a bad job, you wait till you see what the universities do. It's hard to set up a court system. You know, and the fundamental problem with sexual assault cases basically is that, well, there are no witnesses. Well, how in the world do you adjudicate that? Believe the accuser. Well,
he said, me said.
No.
He said, she said.
Not reflexively, obviously, unless you're naive beyond belief and think that no one would ever use an accusation out of confusion, let's say, forgetfulness, or maliciousness. If you think any of those things, then the amount you know about human beings could be put in a thimble. So we have a presumption of innocence for a reason, but we're replacing that with believe the accused and preponderance of evidence, and it's part of the assault on English common law, which is regarded by the postmodern neo-Marxists as just another narrative and part of the patriarchal tyranny. The law schools they're not as bad as the faculties of education, or so.
So, yeah, he brings up a good point in regards to, you know, hence our cancel culture. That, and listen, we're not, I know I'm sure not letting anybody off the hook in regards to any sexual harassment or assault being taken place. You know, prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. Having said that, we're just in a place at this point in time, and have been for a while, where cancel culture is real. And people are presumed guilty until proven innocent. So, you know, he's speaking that truth, and it's, you know, it's kind of sad. You know what I mean? But in regards to sponsorships, in regards to endorsements, they're gone well before the person's proven guilty. And then if he is proven innocent, you might see something on the back page on the newspaper, but you don't hear much of it at all. Anyway, let's continue.
Social work, but that's about all you can say for them.
I got wind of a bill, C-16 in Canada, that purported to add gender identity and gender expression to the list of protected groups in Canada. I started to do some investigation into that, and I found that the legislation was instantiating a new definition of human identity into the Canadian legal system, and the identity, or the gender identity, was predicated on the idea that there was no relationship between biological sex, gender identity, and gender expression, that those things were completely independent, and that gender identity and gender expression were essentially a matter of subjective choice.
Right.
And there was also an injunction that required people to use these gender-neutral pronouns, and I found that objectionable, partly because I regard the gender-neutral pronouns as part of the vanguard of a politically correct movement, and felt that I wasn't going to use, if you use the language rules that your ideological opponent demands that you use, you cede the territory to them.
Right.
And we've been ceding the territory to politically correct authoritarians for a very long period of time.
Give us an example of what these new pronouns are.
Z and zer are common. Sometimes people want to be referred to as they,
Right.
which sacrifices the distinction between the singular and the plural.
Yeah, and was traditionally the prerogative of Her Majesty the Queen.
Right.
Nobody else.
Exactly.
And this whole use of Z and Zer is taken very seriously, very seriously.
Yes, well, Bill C-16 changes the Human Rights Code and the Criminal Code to make discrimination on the grounds of gender identity or gender expression part of the hate speech provisions. And the failure to use the appropriate pronoun, that's the pronoun that's demanded of you, constitutes harassment and discrimination, and can be prosecuted under the hate speech codes. Now,
Really? Z, za, I gotta refer to you as they? Really? And then that's under the hate speech criminal code? Really? I mean, I've heard of this, but, you know, bringing this into law and then pressing charges because someone didn't refer to you as the pronoun that was subjectively chosen by you. Really? I don't know, I'm on Peterson's line of thinking here. I just,
the people who've been debating me in Canada claim that that would never happen, but they're not to be trusted in my estimation.
Right.
Once you put something into the law, they put it into the hate speech codes for a reason.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not an accident.
And my own experience of those commissions is that they always start out by saying, no, this is just a mopping up operation for a few people out on the wild extremist fringe. Don't worry about them. Don't pay any attention to them. And it always creeps inward. And whatever it was ever intended to address way out on the fringe, it actually winds up ensnaring all kinds of people who aren't in the least bit on the fringe or extremists.
Well, I know that at the university there's already been a chill placed over any discussions about the biological differences between men and women. My own students, I'm a personality psychologist, and so part of my field is gender differences in personality. And my students have already reported to me when they're serving as teaching assistants in their classes that they're very cautious about what sort of claims they make. And it looks to me that one of the law's consequences is that it will make discussions of the biological differences between men and women. It seems extreme to believe this, but it appears to me to make them illegal.
Right. Which is
because the law insists that your identity has no relationship to the underlying biology. And in fact, one of the people I debated, who was a University of Toronto professor, he claimed that the scientific consensus for the last 4 decades is that there was no biological differences between men and women.
Right.
Well, it's strange.
That makes no sense. How can you not have the connection of identity in regards to your biological functions? Really? That's part 1 of Jordan Peterson and the MeToo-Movement. I mean, I can't... You know, listen, I like to be respectful. You know what I mean? And if you want to be called by this or by that, I like to be respectful. I like to, you know... But in regards to no association of your identity regarding your biological functions, that doesn't seem... And then bringing that and enacting it in law? And in regards to hate speech, if not referred to by Z or Za or they, I just think it's a little too extreme. Anyway, You let me know what you think in the comments below. This is part 1, Jordan Peterson, the Me Too movement. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for any future videos. Until next time, deuces.
What you